Welcome, Phygital enjoyers! With you as always, Paul, and the latest news from the world of electronic entertainment and sports. It's been a while since we talked about Phygital and the upcoming event called Games of the Future 2024. Well, today we'll correct this mistake, and we will also not forget to tell you about the latest innovations in the game development and the most fresh game releases. Let's also not forget to touch the grass, that is, talk about sports news, everything as usual. This is Phygital All-in Digest. Let's go! Well now, let's begin with a funny one. You probably remember in the last episodes I mentioned that Elon Musk is one of us gamers. You can check it out for yourself. It seems like there is nothing that he cannot do. It must be really cool to be real-life Tony Stark. Well, I'm getting off track a bit. Sorry. New Elon Musk biography reports he brought a 200-year-old prop gun to a Cyberpunk 2077 recording session to request a cameo. Can you believe something like that? Well, I surely do. Here's more details on the topic. CD Projekt RED surely knows how to attract famous people to their project. Such a huge game couldn't have passed Elon's attention. The X-Men made news in gaming sphere outside being booed at Valorant World Championship. When Grimes, Claire Elise Boucher, his partner, was doing the voice recordings for the cyber pop star she played in the video game Cyberpunk, he showed up at the studio wielding a 200-year-old gun and insisted that they give him a cameo. The studio guys were like sweating, Grimes says. Musk adds, I told them that I was armed but not dangerous. They relented. The cybernetic implants in the game were a sci-fi version of what he was doing at Neuralink. It hit close to home, he says. Well, I hope he shared some more insights of his technologies to CD Projekt RED, and who knows, maybe by the time we get a proper sequel to Cyberpunk, there will be flying cars in real life already. We can only imagine. And don't forget that complete skills and perks overhaul named 2.0 is already out with Cyberpunk only play DLC, Phantom Liberty, also out now on consoles and PC. They even made Johnny Silverhand look like real Keanu Reeves this time. Great job, CD Projekt RED. On to the next news. Long-awaited news from the world of Phygital. The next stop is just around the corner, and the most important thing is that it will be the largest ever. Teams from 17 countries will come to Kazan to take part in the 10th anniversary Phygital Games. The epic Phygital tournament starts in the capital of Tatarstan on October 5th. Its participants will compete for the right to enter the Multi-Sports International Tournament Games of the Future 2024. By the way, there are less than 150 days left until it. Tick-tock, tick-tock! Have you bought your tickets yet? So what awaits us in Kazan this time? The Phygital Games 10 tournament will open the final stage of preparation for the international tournament Games of the Future 2024. We will find out the names of the next finalists who will compete for the main prize fund of the tournament and championship titles. Starting October 5, several dozen teams will identify the best in 7 disciplines at once. In 2 of them, physical basketball and physical football, competitions will be held in an international format. Athletes from Spain, China, Serbia, Turkey, Cameroon, Nigeria, Thailand, Tunisia, Chile and other countries will take part in them. Let's take a closer look at the schedule of the 10th Games. Phygital Basketball will open its doors and welcome its first athletes from October 5th to 8th. It will be followed by Phygital Basketball from October 9th to 12th. Next we will have Phygital Football. The tournament will be held in 2 stages, from October 11 to 15 and from October 12 to 22, but in the format of an online tournament. We haven't forgotten about Phygital Tactical Combat, where the legends of Warface and CSGO will show their skills not only on the server, but also in laser tag. The games will take place from October 18 to 22. The only discipline where there are no exact dates is hockey, but don't worry, it's a matter of time. Well, I urge you to get ready, take a weekend or vacation and head to Kazan. It will be hot. Do remember that 2023 is set to be one of the greatest years for video games? If you forgot already, we've seen the release of Resident Evil 4 remake this year, all the way back in March to be exact. A great game from my childhood and one of the most critically acclaimed Resident Evil games in the series to date. And there's a lot of games in the series. Why bring up Resident Evil 4 remake? Well, Capcom just dropped its DLC, called Separate Ways, where we will be playing as Secret Agent Ada Wong this time. Check it out. Rather than having Ada largely follow Leon's familiar story path and events as the original Separate Ways did, this particular version does an extremely good job of giving Ada her own adversaries to contend with in a variety of ways, right from the get-go. Ada's own private antagonist in the form of relentless, black-robed monstrosity that stalks her for a good portion of the story, aka Mr. X. The fights you have stand out from what Leon has to deal with, even if you find yourself in familiar locations. There's a wonderful range of encounters, from zipping between rooftops to avoid an El Gigante's attacks to panic escapes from unstoppable killing machines. With Ada's story being as condensed as it is, compared to what Leon goes through, every encounter remains fast and fresh, repeat performances feel very rare, and every boss fight has a new surprise. Resident Evil 4 Separate Ways lifts up and reinvents Ada Wong's story much the same way the Resident Evil 4 remake itself did for Leon Kennedy. The relatively short 4-hour runtime leaves very little room for action-packed adventure to make a misstep, and it never does. Levels are familiar but feel new. Encounters and boss fights are reworked and fantastically varied. Ada's grapple gun abilities feel right at home alongside the remake's new features, and surprises wait in store even for die-hard Resident Evil fans who think they've seen everything. As modestly sized DLC expansions go, it's hard to ask for much more than this. Star Wars was, and still is, one of my favorite franchises, so you can imagine my disappointment when I found out that writer David Goyer revealed that he wrote a script for a Star Wars film that Guillermo del Toro was going to direct. And "was" is a key word here. He also revealed they had a script for a movie covering the origins of the Jedi set 25,000 years before the first Star Wars film. Well, maybe someday we will get a proper KOTOR movie. Can only hope for that. Moving on. Valve teased something recently. From an official CS2 account in social media, it said, "What are you doing next Wednesday?" The message was posted on September 20th. So does it mean I can enjoy the official CS2 release with all of my friends this week already? Can't wait for that. Glad to see Gabe Newell and his friends still being able to excite us with every announcement. Moving on. Razer just revealed their marriage collaboration with Dolce & Gabbana, and they celebrating it with an RGB gaming chair. RazerCon 2023 has taken place in collaboration with Star Twitch group OTK on September 21, 2023, where the gaming company revealed a plethora of new products. One of those is their collaboration with Dolce & Gabbana that includes various apparel, as well as DNG-branded Razer products. Among those products is a concept RGB version of the Razer Enki that is compatible with the Chroma ecosystem. Compatible with Razer Chroma, the chair shows various RGB lights on the back and front through iconic DNG logos. Ubisoft just announced Division 3. Just like that, on a random Tuesday. Okay, I guess. Thanks, Ubisoft. The official statement goes something like this. Julian Garrity has been appointed executive producer for the Tom Clancy's The Division brand. Julian will oversee all the games and products, including Tom Clancy's The Division 3, led by Massive Entertainment, who is actively building a team for the game. That's some news to digest for sure. No pun intended. In the next episodes we will be back with some more fresh and exciting news from the world of Phygital, and there are still plenty of game releases left for this year. Assassin's Creed Mirage, Alan Wake 2, UFC 5, new Lord of the Rings game, and many more. We will cover every one of them in detail, and don't forget that we will be deep in the challenges on the road to the Games of the Future 2024. So don't worry, there's a lot of content coming. And this is it for today. I'm Paul, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and ring the bell. See you around. Bye-bye.